Let's move on then. Let's turn our attention to the defense space. After Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has said that 2025 will be a year of reform in the defense sector. The focus will be on new domains such as cyber as well as space, tech like AI, machine learning, hypersonics, and various aspects on those fronts. So let's understand more with regard to how do you approach the sector. We have Amit Anwani, research analyst at Prabhudas Lilladher, who joins us on the show. Hi Amit, good morning and good to see you, Ben. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah.
Well, let's focus on the defense space. You heard what the defense minister had to say. What is your view with regard to how things have shaped up? I remember in early 2024, there was a lot of excitement. A lot of stocks ran away, but then they corrected substantially. So give and take everything. What is the top bet that you have from the defense sector?
Right. Thanks, Nigel, and Happy New Year to all of you. I think there are a few very interesting things which were highlighted as a reform for 2025. If you see, I think there was talk about simplifying and being more time sensitive on the acquisition procedures. I think this can actually fast track the critical projects and there could be a lot of lumpy orders again on the radar. We're talking about modernization in next decade. And I think simplifying procedures would ensure that there is at least 15-20% CAGR growth for next 5 to 6 years. And the way we want to reach almost 3 lakh crore turnover for the defense sector in next 4 to 5 years could be achieved. I think for me, the interesting thing which they talked about was the focus on new domains where they talked about hypersonic technologies and technology advancement. I think between the two pack, including the OEMs and defense electronics, I think this is highly beneficial to defense electronics per se, where there's a lot of value add which is going to happen in next 3 to 4 years as we're talking about the capability building. And we have seen in past 3 to 4 years, apart from the stretch in valuations for a lot of defense companies, we have seen defense electronics profits actually doubling and tripling in past 3 years. And I think they'll be at the focus in upcoming 2-3 years. Yeah.
Okay. Amit, hi, morning. Reema here. But, you know, for a lot of retail shareholders, they're still a little wary of entering at current levels after the run-up. You know, so just pull up the 3-year, stock returns. BEL has gone up 300%. HAL, Hindustan Aeronautics, has gone up nearly 600%. And Mazgaon Docks has gone up 1,500%. So yes, the opportunity is large. The order books are swelling. The company's profits have doubled. But how much of it is already in the price now for someone who wants to enter at current levels? And where is the risk reward most favorable?
Right. So I think, as I said, understanding from the reforms, I would be still in my coverage universe will be positive on Bharat Electronics. And I think we have target price of about 341. And I think for next 4 to 5 years, there's still upside companies talking about they can sustainably have more than 25-30,000 crore order intake for next 3 to 4 years. So I think, and if at all we have to move towards advancement in capability building in defense, I think the defense electronics, as I highlighted, will be the key area. Apart from this, as you highlighted, many stocks have run up. So the valuations for shipbuildings were 10-15x. Now they're almost 35-30x. And for the other defense OEMs, the valuations are almost 35-33x on FY27. I think we have to be selective, and defense per se has been highly cyclical. The duration of order books is quite high for many companies. But at the same time, if you see the order book built up has been quite strong in this past 3 years when the prices have rallied. So if you see HL, the order book has gone up to more than 1,20,000. This lumpy pipeline, which is waiting for a lot of helicopter orders and many other orders for HL. There's a short-term challenge with respect to the deliveries of engine, which we are seeing, which can delay some bit of execution in the near term. So I think for me, in today's scenario, I would be more positive on defense electronics per se as a sector, and BL would be my top pick. And I don't have the other private sector companies in coverage, but I think names like Data Pattern, there has been talk of the simulation and training where Zentech can benefit. And there have been talk of hypersonics and other technologies, where I think there are names like Astra Microwave, Apollo, which will have a lot of say or might get benefited out of this. So I think valuations are highly stretched. We have to be selective in counters and take a bet. But I think this is highly positive for defense sector, the way the reforms are shaping up in past five years. Yeah.
Okay, two questions, Amit. What is the PE of this company now? My sense is that it's fairly high already. And likewise, any view on Hindustan Aeronautics? You have a buy on that? And even there, what would be the PE you'll be comfortable with?
So I think for players like HL, which is kind of platform OEMs, we did compare with the global OEMs of the similar ROEs of almost 20, 22, 25%, which are trading at about 22, 24x. And being the kind of business which the DPSUs and defense sector per se we're talking about 20% CAGR for next 4 to 5 years. So I think considering that growth, I think there would be premium to the Indian defense companies versus the global defense companies. And I think anything in the range of they'll continue to sustainably trade at more than 30, 35x multiple 2 year forward on the platform OEMs. And defense electronics might continue to trade at 35 to 40x 1.5, 2 year forward. So I think we have to be selective. We saw the corrections happening, and that is where I'm talking about Bharat Electronics as a pick. For HL, there are short-term challenges with respect to engine deliveries. And though we have a buy rating, the stock has corrected, made an all-time high of, I think, 50 to 5,500. Stock has been sideways between 4,000 to 4,500 for past 6 months. I think the major challenge is that we don't have incremental information how much deliveries is going to happen for Tejas this year. But what we understand from sources, I think there could be 0 deliveries from Tejas LCA this year. And we have to understand, I think this could impact maybe 5 to 7% of EPS, which the street might be building in for this year. So I would be near-term cautious on HL, and I believe the stock might be sideways for the next one more quarter till we have a clarity on this. But I'm long-term positive considering the pipeline which HL has for next 10 years. And they can continue to grow 50%. Sure. Yeah.
Okay, so a bit cautious on HAL, but you're bullish on BEL at current level. Very quickly, Amit, what is the current value of defense exports? What would that number go up to? Do you have any estimates? And which is the best play on defense exports?
Right. So, Reema, I think defense export is almost 21,000 we saw for FY21. We're talking about 50,000, and the pace at which it has grown in past 3 years from 13,000 to 16,000 to 21,000 in 3 financial years. The CAGR is almost more than 28-30%. And I think largely the defense export is happening in the areas of defense electronics and few of the platform OEMs. But we are talking about more defense electronics getting exported. That is one. And second, few platforms like helicopters, which HL has been talking that they will be looking for the neighboring countries for export of helicopters in near future. I think they can be highly beneficiary at the first leg, and then maybe ultimately we may target to export Tejas LCS. But I think the key focus would be defense electronics at first place.
Got that. Thank you very much, Amit. Pleasure speaking with you. Have a great day and a great 2025 as well. Okay, so that's the word coming on BEL. Still very positive on that stock. And of course, all that riding on the hopes of good defense orders and defense exports as well.